I think I mean Rajon Rondo is a good player. He's a good floor general, but Schroeder can do a lot on the offensive end that Rajon can't do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because they need more people there to help carry LeBron's legacy. So
Well, I mean,
hey, what it do? What it do? What it do? It's your boy Q, and welcome to episode 4. And just like always, I got my main man, my number 2. Some call him the king of the boo. What up, Boogie Boogie? How you been, homie?
what's going on, Q?
Man, chilling, bro. Chilling. Hey, I know we missed a week, so we got a lot to catch up on. But first, how you been, man? What you been up to?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
You know what, man? We're finally, I think for the most part unpacked. I still gotta do a little bit of the soundproofing, like over here on the left side towards where the rest of the house is. But it's kind of nice to finally be settled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So what's been up, man? What's I think I've been seeing a lot of Cold War from your end. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Just been grinding out the new Call of Duty. Trying to grind out some camos. I'm almost at first prestige. I haven't played it as much as I usually would. I played it a lot with a 24-hour stream on launch day. But
all these weeks are running together. That was what, last Friday?
That was Thursday night into Friday.
Right.
Yeah, so 3 days ago. Yeah, so
now what's max level on the new COD?
It's 55. Every Treyarch game is usually 55, and then you prestige. And then you go through it again. But this season they do have seasonal prestiges, so you can reach certain levels within the seasons.
Okay.
And that goes up to a max level of 200, I believe.
Gotcha.
But the first season won't come out until December, I think they said.
Okay.
But mixing in the Apex, I am enjoying season 7 of Apex Legends.
I will say this: the map, from somebody who doesn't play the game, who just watches it, because quite a few of the homies do, including yourself. I like the colors, and it's very much aesthetically, I think, more pleasing with the new map.
Oh, it definitely looks good. It looks good. It plays pretty well.
Yeah.
As far as there's enough open space if you want to snipe. There's enough closed space for that close quarters combat. You're still, it's Apex, so third and fourth parties are going to happen every fight you're in most of the time.
Right.
But you get used to that. But I've been on the rank grind there, trying to get up to gold so I could play with my peoples that are in platinum, because it's only, if you're in platinum, you can only play with platinum or gold or diamond. You can't go down to silver. And since I didn't play it at all last season, I was in bronze starting out. Cletos, you spelled that wrong, bro.
And now, how long does it normally so how does because I played very little of it when it legit first dropped, before season 1 even was a thing. How does their rank system work? How long does it normally take to go from, say, a bronze up to where you want to be?
It's not bad. You have to, obviously you have to be doing good. So you want to have a good mix of aggressiveness, because kills count as points, assists count as points, and you want to place well, because if you win you get an extra 200 points. And then if you're winning 2-3 games, 4 games in a ranked session, you're going to level up pretty quickly.
Is it one of those things kind of like how in, say, Paladins, when you go on a win streak? So in that case, if you place top 3 in so many games in a row, you kind of jump a step or whatever?
No. You won't do that. So you won't go from platinum 3 to platinum 1. You're still going to have to go through the entire point system of platinum 2. But putting those games together makes it that much easier and that much faster for you to rank up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I've been grinding a little DVD with you. Got me down to purple ranks now. I think I'm in purple rank survivors.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a level 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Piston
Did you play
killers
since
off.
reset?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got back down to 8.
It's all been such a blur. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think it only reset me to 9.
Yeah, because
And
I think you had just gotten into purple ring.
Right. So it only reset me to 9. So
That's why I couldn't remember, because I remember you had gotten it before, because we wanted to get you there before reset. That's why.
yeah, and I got back there Friday when we
Gotcha.
um
Before Among Us.
before Among Us. After the 18 hours of Call of Duty, before Among Us, we played some Dead by Daylight.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's what's up, man. So, I mean, so how, as far as I know, before you were playing a lot of Paladins, what does that mean as far as with the new Battle Pass dropping there for you?
Honestly, so for me, I'm at the point as a content creator, as a streamer, to where I think I've plateaued in Paladins, and yes, I still like the game, and yes, I'll still play the game, but I don't think I can grind it the way that I used to. It's just
100%.
So we're bringing new content to the stream. We're trying to build the community in multiple games. I want a community that's going to come out no matter what game I'm playing, and not just come out because I'm playing Paladins. And I know that some of my fans aren't going to come out when I play other games because they only want to watch Paladins, and that's fine.
Right.
You watch what you want to watch, but I want to build a community that I can count on to be there no matter what I'm doing.
Well, especially as we continue to kind of see I think if we're being very fair and honest, a dip in viewership just in Paladins as a whole. I mean, right now, granted, it's earlier in the evening, but it is, about to be 7:45 p.m. Eastern time as we're talking right now, and it's only at 1.2K viewers on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, earlier it was at 1.5. It hasn't really gone up. Like, it might have went up a little bit with the new Paladins Battle Pass dropping, but...
Well, right, but usually the new Battle Pass dropping means like 3 weeks of an increase in viewership, and if that's we're not even a week away from them just dropping the new one, we're at 1.2?
Right, exactly. So it's not really holding viewership, and viewership isn't everything, but it is nice when you're streaming a game. You may have, like, if Apex has 50K watching, you have, I understand there's probably more people streaming Apex, but you do have a better chance at getting more people into your community.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too, right, is like, obviously, if a game's viewership is dying off, that means it's less when your community comes out. There's less new people coming in. Obviously, that's the goal of any like content creator, right? Obviously, they want to grow their community, and it just kind of sucks because obviously we came from a place over on Mixer where the viewership was kind of different. I think for Paladins, obviously with the Mixer points and all that stuff, like we've talked about in the past, and obviously also seeing them get less attention from, I think, the developers over at High Res as a whole. That's a whole nother story too. But it's just kind of weird. Like, I know I played the other day with the Clam Man on Saturday off stream. We played very little bit. We started having some issues with login. I was just like, man, I want to play it, but I don't think I could wake up in the morning and play it the way I used to.
Right. You don't think you could start the stream and play it like... I know I could if I wanted to, and I know that the community would show up and they would play community games with me and do all that.
100%, right. But am I going to be having fun? And that's the question I don't know.
That's
if I can
the thing. Like,
say.
Sure, I can, Strix out and just, dominate and just do all that.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, even that starts to get a little stale for me. So yeah.
Now, are you going to get into the Battle Royale side on Call of Duty when the new, because they haven't dropped the new map for Cold War yet, have they?
No, so there's not a lot of information out yet. There's a lot of rumors about what it is, if it's going to be the same map, if you're going to be able to choose between going in with your Cold War loadouts or going in with your Modern Warfare loadouts, because we're talking about two different times.
Right.
You know, in the world, we're talking about the 80s and we're talking about, you know, the present.
Right.
But I would like to see a map for Cold War that you could pick, you know what I mean? Like, so kind of like, I think Cold War with the mode Dirty Bomb, if you look at the map that they use for Dirty Bomb, that map kind of looks like a Blackout 2 map. So it looks like they were thinking of making their own battle royale and then just came to the end of it to where they were like, all right, let's get this game done and let's just integrate into Warzone. And then they were like, well, we got this big ass map now, what do we do? And they made Dirty Bomb, because Dirty Bomb has all of the battle royale things to it. You can open packs, you can revive teammates, you can do all that. So I think if they could, like, if they could take a bunch of Black Ops, you know, and make a Blackout map, like a Blackout 2 map for Warzone, right. I'd be down with that. I would definitely check it out. The problem is Modern Warfare's movement and Cold War's movement are different. So
well, it's different developers too, right?
Yes. Treyarch makes Black Ops, and
right.
Infinity Ward makes the other one.
I know. I'm a COD pleb. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all right. But yeah, I would like to see it, and I'm gonna check Warzone out regardless. But if it plays the way it plays now, I'll probably leave the battle royale part to Apex and just grind multiplayer.
I got you. And I definitely agree with what Taya said. It's nice to have like a game to switch back to like go back to neutral. I think that's something I've been missing, and I actually just downloaded it tonight. I finally officially downloaded, and I'm going to be going back down the WoW rabbit hole for the first time. And
you're going to be chasing a rabbit down the hole
for like 15 years, I think. First time in 15 years, 14 years. So it's good. I'm excited though for it. I think it'll be fun. But
he said you definitely need it, Q.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, here lately, man, I don't know. I mean, I think you even saw it a little bit. I guess Friday night would have been first day of rank reset, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't quite as bad because it was like purple ranks. It's just, man, I don't know if I want to go through this first week every month. So I think I want to grind out some WoW, and then the first week after rank reset, it's just going to be a WoW week moving forward.
Right.
Unless I'm doing like some surviving with friends at night or something. Plus, I'm kind of excited for, you know, one thing I always like about like kind of vibing in Saint stream before I get started in the morning, usually while we're getting, you know, boil food, I'm getting coffee and stuff. It's like, I mean, it's literally a like semi just chatting stream.
Right.
You know, same thing like with Minecraft, because there's enough going on to keep your attention, but you can look away and it's not like, oh shit, I'm gonna miss a skill check, or I'm gonna miss scratch marks or anything like that. So you can just kind of chill out and chat. And
right,
I don't know, I think the last couple of weeks, I think I've come to appreciate more and more like the community that we're developing, especially in the morning crowd, with people either at work or off from work or on the way, you know, they stop by before they, you know, head off to go to work or whatever happens to be. Like, I kind of look forward to having more time to just chill and chit chat, you know?
Yeah, definitely. No, I hear you. And just as a, you know, as a content creator, it's just, that's the fine line you walk, you know what I mean? I'm an FPS nut, but when I'm in the zone and I'm trying to focus, I'm not really paying attention to chat.
Right.
And then I try and catch up when I can, if I die or something like that. And I'm sure most people understand that are in the chat when I'm in, you know, when I'm in try hard mode or whatever, that I'll catch up to your messages. And then some people don't understand it. They're like, hey, you're not acknowledging me. And it's like, I will, I promise. I'm not ignoring you. I'm
right.
not. And I think I can speak. We're not at the position to where we can sit there and ignore chat. Like, we need to interact with everyone who comes into our stream, because we want you to come back. We want you to be part of the community. you know, other people who have thousands of people watching them, it's impossible for them to do that. So they'll
chat's
check
moving
in.
too fast.
They'll
Yeah.
check in the chat every once in a while just to see if they can read a message, but they're really checking to see their alerts, their subs, their follows maybe, and you get to a point when you're that big, you don't even acknowledge follows. It's just you're acknowledging subs and bits and donations at that point.
Well, that's like I remember when I used to back in the Mixer days when I'd get like the overnight like lurkers and stuff from the couple of guys who would stream overnight because I was usually, you know, up
Right.
at 6 a.m. Which first off, I can't do that nowadays. Cause I wake up and on Twitch, man, there's like 400 people watching Paladins at that time in the morning. I'm like, nah, I'm Gucci.
Oh yeah, I know.
But man, I remember, you know, people would come in, even if like not only just the people who were already up, but you know, obviously the people, you know, over in Europe and stuff who like it was their midday and everything. Like chat used to get bumping, man. And there'd be times I'd have a hard time keeping up with chat, and that was only like a couple hundred people. Like I can't imagine,
Right.
you know, once you get up into those 4 digits, I can't.
Yeah, you get into 4 digits and they're actually active 4 digits, you know what I mean? Like, because even when we had a couple of hundred viewers on Paladins over on Mixer, there was only a handful.
Sometimes there are some quiet times, but I think there is points where it'd wave up and you'd actually kind of see a good amount of people kind of sort of chat.
Right, but it would still only be a portion of what actually the viewers were.
Right,
So
right.
even when that starts moving fast, when you have 30 out of 300 people talking, you know, if you have 400 active people talking in your chat, that's impossible. Like, it just is.
I wonder if at that point, do you do like where you have multiple chats and you like acknowledge your VIP chat first, or like I don't even know.
I mean, I don't think you can do anything else but do what you're doing. You know what I mean? What I would do and I see a lot of bigger streamers do this. When you start to stream, you start just chatting, so you're reading your chat at that time. You know what I mean? You're getting that kind of communication with your chat out of the way. So when you're playing your game, you're not really focusing on it as much.
Yeah, I think Tim's got it down to a pretty good science.
Yeah, because like Tim, you'll see TP. So TP's a big COD player. When TP starts, TP is saying hi to chat. He's reading chat. He's doing what he's doing. But when he starts playing Call of Duty, like he ain't acknowledging most of the chat. He's got mods that, you know, if people are asking for his sensitivity and this and that, he's got all that set up. So it's commands and stuff like that. But it's like when you look over at chat, you're just picking something out that catches your eye and going from there. You know what I mean? Like, and then if you get a donation or a sub or gifted subs, then you're going to acknowledge that. But it's hard when you're at that level to acknowledge everybody in chat.
Yeah, for sure. So I know here, obviously, we have a pretty broad range of things that you talk about. We talk about games, we talk about sports, talk about everything else in between. This week has been kind of insane, obviously, because one, we missed a week, but you know, obviously, COVID's thrown a wrench in, well, everything.
Everything.
In 2020.
Everything.
So you know, like a lot, especially like sports and stuff. I actually get to work this coming Sunday. I don't know if they're gonna have more people down at the stadium, but we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know next week. Smiles. But you know, the NBA like just got done with their finals. What? 5 weeks ago? Month
Something
ago?
like
Something
that,
right
yeah.
there. And, you know, it's funny like looking back through Facebook memories because you know it always has the recurring post from years past.
Right.
You know, I can see where I was talking about NBA beginning. You know, this time last year and in previous years. So they came to a decision. They're starting on the 22nd of December. So at this point, like 6 weeks away, 72 game season. Free agent negotiations start next week. I guess that'd be on the 20th. So that'd be this Friday, actually. Right. Teams can already start trading, and the draft is on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Which the draft will be interesting because there is no March Madness to like have like good tape for a lot of these guys.
They're still trying to figure out what to do, but somebody brought up a good point on ESPN when I was watching. How do you come up with a tournament, if you're NCAA basketball, without a regular season?
Yeah.
Without, because who's going to be your diaper dandies that when they win their conference, they come in and make a run to the Sweet 16? Are you going to have that? Or are you just picking the top 64 teams and putting them in a bubble and letting them play that way?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they have something this year, but so do you watch much as far as like the draft? I know you're like a sports guy, but I know not very many people do like NBA draft and stuff like that. Are you a big like NBA draft guy?
I watch all of it. So like, obviously NFL is my number one.
Right.
I watch everything that has to do with the NFL.
Okay.
NBA is number two. Like the only drafts I don't watch are probably NHL and MLB.
Right. Well, those both are pretty long drafts.
They are long drafts, yes.
Yeah.
They go a little deeper than, 2 rounds for the NBA, and then...
See, honestly, that's why I love the NBA draft, man. It's one night, and you're done, you're gone. It's over with.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of the players are upset that they're trying to start before Christmas. But it is what it is, man. You're making $30-40 million a year.
I mean, you're an entertainer, right? Like
the NBA has to pay you somehow, so they got to make money, making sure they're putting as much content out as they can.
I mean, especially because I mean they could have just not had a playoff, right? They could have just waited until this year. So I think anybody who went through the playoff and the bubble and all of that.
They wouldn't have got paid for last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
go ahead.
It's like, you don't get paid, and then it's just weird. But I'm looking forward to it. I like the Christmas Day games. It gives you something to do while you're sitting around with your family. You're watching basketball.
I've always said that Christmas is to the NBA what Thanksgiving is to the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. Like Thanksgiving is fantastic because you just sit there and watch football, and it doesn't matter if your team's playing or not. Mm-hmm. It's football. You got food. You got family. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and the NBA usually does a pretty good job of at least putting together decent games. You know what I mean? Like usually it's not. Like if anything, maybe like you got like a Western Conference matchup at the end of the night that a lot of people don't like, or that a lot of people might not be familiar with, but it's usually competitive games.
Right. Yo, Shotcha, thank you for the raid, brother. Appreciate it.
You got anybody to look out for in the NBA draft?
Not really. I haven't really, it's been weird because of college basketball not being around. Mm-hmm. Obviously, LaMelo and the kid from Memphis and, the top couple of people. But, it dealt a blow to a lot of the college hopefuls who could have improved their draft stock or went from undrafted to a second-round pick. But I'll be interested to see if LaMelo Ball is anything better than his brother.
I think he'll be better than his brother. How much better is going to be the question.
Exactly. I think Lonzo is a good player. He's decent, but he'll never be a superstar. He'll never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think LaMelo can shoot better, but is he going to be a superstar? I don't know.
I think part of it's going to be having to be in the right environment, which I think is what's interesting, right? Because right now you've got Minnesota with the 1 pick. You've got Golden State with the 2nd pick.
Mm-hmm. See, Golden State intrigues me because Golden State, you have... Yo, thank you for the follow. What's up, Sky? Appreciate it. Golden State, you have Steph and Clay, right? You have Steph, Clay, Draymond. Then you got the kid from Memphis, who's a 7'1" center, I want to say.
Yeah, but they also have, and so here's what's interesting: if they pick him up, they pair him with who's the rook they had last year that was actually like kind of scrappy? I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, you're talking about the kid from Eric Pascal from Villanova.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. You put him, so you basically you trio him, Draymond, and what the hell's the kid's name that they'd be drafting? Now I'm completely drawing a blank here. Why am I drawing a blank?
James
Wiseman?
Wiseman.
Wiseman,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So, however, if LaMelo's available at 2.
So, you think Sacramento? So Sacramento has 1. Who has the first pick?
I thought it was Minnesota with the 1 pick.
Yeah, Minnesota has 1. So I don't think Minnesota's going center. You know what I mean? They have Cat. So I think they go LaMelo because they can use an off the ball scorer, shooter, whatever he's going to be.
Yeah, but LaMelo is really more of a more true point kid.
I think he's a little less true point than Lonzo. I think he could play off the ball. I think he could be a 2 guard. Yeah. So I do see Wiseman going to Golden State. I just think his skill set is ridiculous. His measurables, and you put him with 2 of the best shooters ever. It's just, how do you defend that team?
You know who I'm really looking forward to in the draft. Can't wait to see where he falls. Definitely gonna be a little bit of a homer with this. I think he can land in a couple of different spots depending on what some teams want to do.
Yeah.
I think even a Golden State who might want to say trade out of the 2 pick, depending on what kind
They were talking about that.
I think if they move farther back in the draft, I think Golden State could use a more true point. I think if you allow both Steph and Clay off point or off ball, or somebody to rotate in with them, I think it would be disgusting. Somebody who I can also see coming y'all's way over in Philly at the 21st pick from Houston, or even going to Toronto at the 29th pick. That'd be my boy Cassius Winston.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a mock draft right now from CBS Sports, and it's obviously it goes chalk. It goes LaMelo Ball to Minnesota. We'll get to that, Moon. Don't worry, we'll get to it. It goes Wiseman to Golden State, and it goes Anthony Edwards to Charlotte.
Anthony Edwards is the Georgia kid, right? Gotcha. Okay.
Then it goes Obi Toppin to the Bulls.
That's the Dayton kid.
Correct.
Okay.
And then
I don't know about him. I think both him and I also think Cassius, man, they really could have used a good
who's that build,
tournament tape.
Who's that build remind you of? 6'9", 220. Like that's like a.
Are you thinking like Kevin Durant?
No, because that's more like he if you look at Obi Toppin's a thick guy. Like he's so
he's
like
more of like a Blake Griffin style.
Yeah,
like,
he's a power forward.
Yeah.
Mo, you want to take care of that T Taylor for me?
Appreciate you.
And then so with the 5th pick, they got Cleveland picking the kid from Israel.
See, that's one thing that's going to be interesting about this draft, too, because there's a lot of international talent.
Then it goes Tyrese Halliburton to Atlanta, who's a point guard. I'm wondering if they just say, do they take whatchamacallit off the ball? Do they put this kid at shooting guard? I mean, when you're picking top 6, 7 in the draft, you should be getting a starter. And when you have Trae Young at point, like, why are you going to take another point guard?
See, this one I've got has Halliburton going to The Pistons has
At
the
7.
Hawks taking. Yeah, has the Hawks taking Hayes.
Yeah, but that again, Hayes, another point guard.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Hayes though. He's another international because there's so many
Yeah,
international
So
folks
like
this year.
the quick little thing on Halliburton is he's a guard with size who can really shoot. So they're saying he can either play behind Trae Young, which to me at the 6th pick, I'm not picking somebody who's going to play behind somebody.
No, but if you can rotate him in and put him in as more of a 2, because Trae Young kind of your primary ball handler
Right
out there in ATL, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then they got Isaac Okoro going to Detroit here.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I am not super excited about this draft outside of, again, I think Cassius is more just because I'm a homer guy. I've loved Cassius since he was a freshman. You know, I mean, I've been a.
I'm interested to see
school,
Cole Anthony. I think Cole Anthony has some talent. They got him going to Boston at the 14th pick. Obviously the top 2 you're looking at. You got Trey Jones going to Miami at number 20.
20, yeah, he's going to be a good pickup too.
Right now they got the Sixers taking Theo Maldon from France. And that's interesting because that can lead us.
See, because they might not even have that pick though, and we'll get into that here shortly.
Right. Well, we can get into that coming up.
Yeah.
Let's get into the one trade that's already been agreed upon.
Yeah, but hold on before we do that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I know, surprise.
All right, so let's get into the 2 trades that have been talked about before we get into anything Harden.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into the one that's agreed upon, which is
Well, Tiger already mentioned it because it's his boys out there, the Suns.
Bro, CP3 is elite, bro. He took fucking Oklahoma City and almost made them win a playoff series this year.
So I like the idea of CP3 going out to Phoenix and being alongside Booker and Ayton. I think it's a good pickup. I think especially because I think CP3 is at a point where I think now he's kind of at that point of being more of a leader and a mentor versus just trying to ball out and win a ring. Even though I think he has got enough talent with him, or should I say around him in Phoenix, that if he mentors them right, they can win a ring.
Well,
I think it's very like probably not going to happen, but I do think there's enough talent that they could make a run.
Well, here's the thing. You look at it and you got him playing point. You got Booker at the 2. You got Ayton at center. And then everybody forgets about Mikal Bridges. He's an elite defender. He
was Nova?
Villanova.
Right? Yeah.
Originally drafted by the Sixers, actually.
Yep.
And we traded him for Zaire Smith.
Who did what?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what he's done. He's still on the team, but I couldn't tell you what he's done. But yeah, so I like the trade. Honestly, I like the trade. You're giving up a 2022 first round pick. At that point, you're expecting the Suns to be a playoff team.
Yeah. You're not really giving up too much. And I mean, Rubio's on the back end of his career. Oubre, I mean, he's decent, but you're not giving up much.
He's mediocre. You know what I mean?
But I think Oubre's kind of overpaid, though. So
I agree.
I agree. So you're giving yourself some leeway as far as cap room. The other guys, I don't know, to be perfectly
I mean, and honestly, I like it from Oklahoma City standpoint, too, because Oklahoma City has like 15 first round picks.
Yeah, they can kind of take some guesses and find they can either. So here's the question though. So if you're OKC, do you try and use some of those to pick up a stud to build around, or do you just
I think they're going to do both.
together?
I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to use a few of the first round picks to try and get to build out their starting five. Basically, you want to use the first round picks to grab starters, right? But you need that piece to build around. So when you have multiple first round picks that aren't yours that you could package together, you can probably pull off a trade for anybody who's available at that point. I don't know if it'll be this year. They may just go into this year and say, hey, we're going to run with a bunch of young guys and go from there.
Well, I mean, I think it at least gives you a choice. Wow, can I speak English? Hello. It gives you a chance to kind of evaluate what you have and give you a sense of direction of what kind of identity your current team has.
Well, that's the other thing, because you're talking
who's
about
their coach even?
You're talking about OKC, right? So OKC, they fired Billy Donovan, and they're also talking about trading Dennis Schroeder.
Yes, to
the Lakers, which I love for the Lakers. I think I mean Rajon Rondo is a good player. He's a good floor general, but Schroeder can do a lot on the offensive end that Rajon can't do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because they need more people there to help carry LeBron's legacy. So
well, I mean, LeBron's up there in age, so I know why they're doing it. LeBron can still take over a game if he wants to.
Right.
But Anthony Davis is going to be that stud on their team.
Well, the team runs through him. LeBron's even admitted that, right? Which makes sense with the Browns' skill set in today's league. Like, it makes sense why you run through him. To be fair.
So you'll have LeBron playing like point forward, Schroeder off the ball, type stuff. You still got Anthony Davis. You got all that. So who knows what OKC gets for him? Yeah, they're going to get a couple of expiring contracts probably in like Danny Green, but there probably is a first round pick involved in that too.
Bro, I'm looking at the rest of this team though, and I have no freaking idea who the rest of these guys are.
On Oklahoma City?
Yeah, besides Steven Adams. Yeah, Steven Adams and Gilgeous Alexander, who was just in college, like 2 years ago? Last year?
Yeah.
Other than that, no idea about the rest of these guys.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know what you got. So
Flint Tropics, for all I know.
You take your 2 draft picks that you have in the first round this year. You pick a couple of people up, and you hope that you can build a starting lineup out of it. But now you also got Ricky Rubio coming. You have Kelly Oubre coming. So them two go into your starting lineup automatically if you're OKC. You know what I mean? So they go into your starting lineup. So OKC will have a mix of young and veteran talent there.
Well, and then they're talking about if Schroeder goes to LA, you're also going to be picking up Danny Green from LA.
Exactly. So Danny Green would be the expiring contract that you're going to get from the Lakers. You're taking on some of their money for that's why you're getting a first round pick. You know what I mean? So Moon has a question. Who will be top 8 in the Western Conference this year?
I think the West is going to be tough. I think that's one that I think we can do as we get closer to the start of the season after draft and everything.
Yeah.
Because Phoenix looked nice in the bubble. I think another year with Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. out in Memphis kind of growing together, I think they're going to look better. I think if health stays in the Unicorns' favor, Dallas is still going to be in contention. Utah's going to be looking good. I think the West, basically the only thing that changes is you don't have OKC in the playoffs.
Well, if the Rockets make the moves that are being talked about, Moon,
and they're not in there, and they're not in the discussion either. Yeah. Well, and then so I think that's right. You lose Houston and Oklahoma.
Yeah, but
and you slide in Phoenix and Memphis, and that's your 8 from last year.
No, you're missing somebody.
Oh, Golden State though
Yeah.
too. True though.
Golden
Yeah.
State is going to be in the top 8. I mean, is Steph and Clay are playing, they're going to be in the top 8.
Yeah, so I guess that's it, right? So you have Golden State's going to be returning back into the top 8, and then between Memphis and Phoenix and Portland and Utah are going to be playing for the last.
They're like
three
your bottom
slots.
4 there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
But
like 4 teams playing for 3 slots, or 5 teams playing for 4 slots.
Yeah, because I think you got both LA teams. You got Golden State, right? They're given.
And Denver.
They're given.
I think that's your top 4.
Denver. I think you have Dallas.
I think as long as there's no health issues, I think Dallas is a 3 through 6.
So Dallas, because Luka is
Luka's disgusting.
Luka's
the future of the league.
Luka is disgusting. And like you said, if Unicorn can keep any health going, I think they're going to be good.
Bro, honestly, I would love if like a year or 2 in the league could be run by like import talent. I think would be so dope.
See, these people here. So we got to get into this because I'm looking at it on Embiid is trending on Twitter right now with Ben Simmons. So Embiid and Simmons are trending.
Talking about
Harden, obviously.
Okay, right.
Okay.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
So here
that was going to be our next topic anyway. So in case anybody doesn't know, the Beard, apparently the Beard and Westbrook, by the way, both won out of Houston. Apparently Houston's just imploding, which makes sense, right? New GM, or didn't they just got rid of their coach and GM, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Sixers hired Daryl Morey from Houston, who knows Harden. So basically the Sixers did what I want.
Harden liked.
Correct. The Sixers did what I want the Eagles to do. Okay. They got rid of the coach who was loved here, right? And they brought in another coach. Now, whether the Eagles get rid of Doug Peterson or not, it is what it is, but they got to bring in another offensive coach because the Eagles are a mess. But they also have to bring in a talent evaluator and say, Howie, you're still the GM, but you're going to do contracts. This guy's going to pick the players because you can't draft to save your life.
Right.
But so the Rockets, going back to Harden and the Beard. So Harden gave a list of teams that he would be traded to, and the Sixers are on one of the top. On the top of his list,
but basically the 2 top are y'all in Brooklyn, basically.
Right. So Brooklyn is basically centering a package.
Brooklyn would be disgusting too, though, to be honest.
Oh yeah, but Brooklyn.
I would really love to see him in Philly, though. I really want to see him in Philly.
Brooklyn is centering a package with like Dinwiddie, LeVert, Jared Allen. Like, okay, they're all decent. You know what I mean? They're all pretty good players, but
right.
If the Sixers are going to offer you Ben Simmons,
are they actually going to offer him Ben?
That I think that's the only way it gets done.
I mean, I think it's smart.
I think it's the only way it gets done. Ben Simmons is 24 years old. He's already on the All NBA team. He doesn't shoot, but it is what it is. See, there's a lot of people in Philly.
Where's a shooting sleeve, though?
Where's a shooting sleeve? Yes. There's a lot of people in Philly that are Ben Simmons truthers.
How long do you guys? How long is Tobias on y'all's payroll?
Oh, we signed Tobias. Moon. I don't agree with that. I don't agree because they have Harden and because they have KD and Kyrie. KD's coming off of a major surgery. Kyrie couldn't stay healthy the last 3 years. So you mean to tell me the Nets, who are giving up the rest of their team?
I mean, it's the Eastern Conference, though, to be fair.
But they're giving up the rest of their team to be able to get James Harden there, right? Yeah. Or you can come to the Sixers, who are only going to give up Ben Simmons and maybe a couple of draft picks and stuff like that to get this deal done. And you're running pick and roll with Joel Embiid?
How's Robinson III been for y'all, by the way?
He didn't get enough playing time.
No, I liked him in Michigan, to be honest. That's why I was curious.
when we got Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson, Brett Brown did not incorporate them enough.
See, that doesn't surprise me though, because Burks is kind of nice too, though. So
Burks, listen, when Burks got in, he was balling. When Robinson got in, he was balling. But Brett Brown loved fucking Furkan Korkmaz and Raul Neto and these fucking guys. Like, I don't know if it'll be easier. What do you mean? Harden has never had a big man like Embiid.
I mean,
don't give
Dwight
me Clint
Howard?
Capella. Don't give me
Dwight Howard though. Man, I don't know. Dwight
Defensively? Because there hasn't been a center like Embiid offensively.
I can agree with that. Embiid on the offensive side, I think his score is better than Dwight.
He runs circles around Dwight on the offensive side.
I honestly though, I like the idea, because you know how they joke around that like Houston just ran the high pick and roll like 60, 70 times a game last year. But like honestly, in the East, who the fuck's going to stop a high pick and roll with the Beard and Embiid though?
It's just like, who's going to stop a pick and roll?
Yeah.
How do you stop that pick and roll?
I mean, especially because then you just have to like acquire some like decent shooters.
But that's the thing. So like now, you mentioned Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris had his best years under Doc Rivers, who's the Sixers coach. Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
So again, he wouldn't have to carry the Sixers.
I'm gonna get a Harden's Philly jersey if that's the case.
Bro, I would get a Harden Philly jersey if he came here 100%. And let's not overlook the fact. Let's not overlook the fact that Harden recently paired up with Allen Iverson on the sneakers.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, because honestly, like, I don't think I've enjoyed watching a single play, like a in particular player. Like, I just love watching team basketball. For those who don't know, I played in college. Like, I just love the game. I have not enjoyed watching a single player the way I enjoy watching Harden play since Allen Iverson growing up.
Oh, I agree. Allen Iverson, man, and me being from Philly, I got to see all
I
of
can't
it.
imagine.
You know what I mean?
AI was like that dude.
AI was my Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, he
well,
was
because we grew up like at the very tail end of Jordan. You know what I mean?
But like, he was Philadelphia's Jordan, to where you went out and bought every pair of AIs, even though they were fucking Reeboks. You went out and bought them. You know what I mean? I still have pairs of AIs that he released last year that I went out and got.
I have my Answer sweatband around here somewhere. I've seen recently since unpacking.
AI, he definitely changed the whole culture of the game. Pound for pound, the best player ever. I don't care what nobody says.
Thanks.
Pound for pound.
It's funny that you say that, because that's literally how I've.
This guy was not taller than me. I've met him. He's not taller than me. And he was a lot skinnier.
He was recorded at 6 foot, like 155, soaking wet with pennies in his pocket.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". He wasn't taller than me.
Like I said, listed at 6
Yeah. And he was 160 pounds soaking wet. They can't. When you have, so look at Shaquille O'Neal. You have Shaquille O'Neal, who's 7'2", 300 pounds, the most dominant center of his era, saying, pound for pound, Allen Iverson is that dude. Like, when that's respect. With the Mamba. That's respect right there. You know what I mean? When Shaq's going out, like, pound for pound, that dude is ridiculous. And he had and honestly, like, he had the Mamba's respect. You seen it when they had battles. And Kobe respected that, man. And the other way around, obviously. Like, Iverson respected Kobe, but like, it was fun to watch them go at it. But I would love Harden here. I would give up Ben. I think it's an easy decision as a Philadelphian to give up Ben. A lot of people don't in Philly. He's 24. You're giving him up for a 31-year-old Harden. But the way I see it is Embiid probably has 3 to 5 years.
With his health, probably closer to 3, though, realistically.
Right. So, like,
3 great years.
Yeah, you're looking at like 3 to 5 years, right? Yeah. You're looking at 3 to 5 years. You got Tobias signed for 5 years, I believe.
Yeah, but you're only getting the same thing. Probably 2-3 great years out of him.
Right.
And his great isn't great, but like his best years.
Right. So you do that deal, right? you find a third team to take like Al Horford's contract on. And obviously you give up like another first round pick for that. And then you're using the money that you're saving from Al Horford.
Do you think Houston takes Al Horford?
I don't think they'll take Al Horford. Just because it's not like an expiring contract. So
but I feel like then wouldn't that kind of balance out Harden's big contract if they were to take Ben?
Ben's making max money too.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so he got signed to the max last year, which kicks in this year. So trading for Harden, matching money won't be hard because I mean Harden makes more, but not by a lot. You know what I mean? So like matching money wouldn't be too difficult. It's just giving them what they want. And if you get a third team involved, you might be able to, finagle a third team into say the Rockets get rid of Eric Gordon too. You know what I mean? So the third team gets Eric Gordon, Al Horford, and a first round pick from us for taking on Al Horford. And then we use the rest of that money to just fill in shooting and defense. And that's it.
I mean, at that point, you need space creators.
Right. That's it.
Yep.
Because
which honestly, I feel like Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, can give that to you.
Yeah, but I love them off the bench. I love Burks and Robinson off the bench.
Who's y'all starting shooting guard?
Josh Richardson from
Tennessee kid.
Yeah, we got him from Miami. So I think while the top three in Brooklyn may look appetizing if Harden got dealt there, I think he'd be in a better situation in Philly. And it's a little biased, but it isn't still because I just think I
just want to see Harden on a contender, man. Like I said, I'll admit it. I'm biased. I love the beard, dude. His game is so fun to watch, in my opinion. I know a lot of people hate on the cat. But I want to see him on a contender, dude.
I mean, it's just the thing of, like I said, you look at Brooklyn, right? You got Kyrie who hasn't been healthy. You got Kevin Durant coming off an Achilles, right?
Yeah, but I think until he proves that he is not, I still think he's the best basketball player in the world right now.
But that's the thing. He's coming off an Achilles injury.
Yeah, but again, I think we have to see how he returns.
This isn't an ACL. This is an Achilles.
I understand.
Which are known to pop the other Achilles because you've been favoring that leg so much that.
The good news is that
and he's not young.
Kevin Durant, he's correct. He's not young. He's not old. Kevin Durant, though, like his main part of his game wasn't his explosiveness, so I don't think.
I agree. I agree with that.
He won't suffer from that aspect of it. He gets the benefit of.
But it's also so, like I said, when you're looking at a Harden deal and them giving up the rest of their team, basically, anybody
correct.
who could fill in.
I don't think it's the move for Brooklyn to go there. However, I think it'd be fun to watch.
Oh, I agree. It'd be fun to watch. But it's just you got three players who are all in their 30s. Kyrie might not be 30 yet, but like he's injury prone. So you'll have three players that you're going to try and play 36 plus minutes a game because you have no bench. You're going to have nobody. You know what I mean? When you have three max players like that, you can't fill in a bench. You got to fill it in with, Danny Green.
I mean, they've got DeAndre Jordan for another 2 years, right? Or another year?
Maybe, but like we're talking about DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, but again, though, you don't need offense. You just need Jordan to grab you some rebounds and protect the middle, which is what his game's been about for years anyways.
Yeah, but Jared Allen is their young up and coming center, and he's part of the deal.
If they were to get him. I think if you're doing that, though, that means that shows that they're fully committed all into like winning right now.
No, I haven't seen that moon. But yeah, if I'm the Sixers, I'm seriously considering it.
Vikings just got a pick though. Let's go.
Yeah, they fumbled and then got a pick right back. But if I'm the Sixers, I'm seriously considering it, and if it's, you know, Ben Simmons and whatever else, do it. If you can hold on to Thibault, if I'm the Sixers and I can hold on to Thibault in this deal, and kind of give up like Ben and, you know, whoever, you know, some bench player, and then picks and stuff like that, I'd really love it. But if Thibault has to go, he has to go too. It is what it is. You're getting the best offensive player in the game, probably.
Oh, and Harden?
Yeah.
For sure is. I think.
You're getting the best offensive creator in the game.
And I think what's going to be interesting is to see him with, I think arguably the second best big in the league right now.
Behind Anthony Davis.
Yeah, behind AD.
Okay. I just had to make sure who you were talking about.
No, yeah, behind AD.
Because we were going to argue. I mean, I'll give you AD.
Because I think in any other debate, I think Embiid has the lead in a debate, say, against a Cat, or a debate, say, against a Jokic. Even though I think that they are debates that are worthy to be had, I still think Embiid comes out on top there. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I just think Embiid does more. I mean, Jokic can, you know, get you a triple-double, which Embiid wouldn't. Like, Jokic is a better passer.
I also don't think we've seen Jokic's ceilings yet, and I think we've seen Embiid's ceiling, personally.
I agree. I agree. I don't think you've seen Embiid's ceiling. And the reason I don't is because Brett Brown never forced him to do what he was supposed to do. Brett Brown let him sit at the three-point line. You know what I mean? Like, he's 7'2". There's nobody in the block that's stopping him. And I don't care if it's Cat. I don't care if it's Anthony Davis. When he's backing you down at 7'2", 240, 250, whatever he goes, you're not stopping him.
Embiid's kind of got that old school, like, Kevin Garnett, like, mentality of just, I'm going to beat you down and talk shit to you the entire game.
Right. But he also has the moves, because you got to realize, you know, him being African, who was his mentor? Hakeem Olajuwon. He has all those moves down low. He just doesn't, like, Brett Brown never forced him to say, listen, go in the block. We're going to get you the ball right now. You're going to take it and score. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't play inside out, which made no sense to me. But I guess when you have Ben Simmons and he can't shoot, you can't really play inside out.
Well, because there's no out, right?
Hypothesis: James Harden's box score declines in cities with high quality strip clubs. People have too much time on their hands. I mean, it's great that they've done this, but, like, holy Jesus. Like, this guy actually sat there and put together numbers.
Bro, putting.
He literally did. City strip club rating was determined by the average Google review. Bro. But get back to the point. I would love Harden here. I would get rid of Ben Simmons for him. And
feeling touchdown, baby.
And that's it.
Nice. So we'll kind of, I think maybe because we're still, again, we're like 6 weeks out. We'll probably do maybe like a quick breakdown of the draft. Honestly, this draft, I'm not, other than like the first like 2 picks.
See, another thing I want to ask you though.
Let
me ask you this real quick. How's that work if he goes to Brooklyn?
Harden?
Yes.
I don't think there's enough basketballs in the gym.
They're all ball dominant.
Yeah.
Like, Harden needs the ball, Kyrie needs the ball, and Durant needs the ball.
See, I don't think Durant necessarily needs the ball. Even in OKC, he wasn't necessarily ball dominant.
No, I'm not saying he's ball dominant, but he's more effective. Like, when he can either shoot in your face or have the threat of driving past you, is what, you know, you're going to make Kevin Durant a spot up shooter, basically.
I mean, I don't think so much that, but I think what you do is kind of what they're hoping to do in Houston, where your first 6 minutes and your last 6 minutes, you have all three of them on the court. But other than that, you're rotating two of them on, one of them off in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then who
Or
takes
maybe
the back?
first 8 minutes and last 8 minutes, you know?
Who takes the back seat?
I don't think anyone necessarily needs to take a back seat.
Like who basically is the number two? Is that do you're putting Kyrie on the second squad? Like,
I mean, I think it's
well, Kyrie already proved he's a baby, so you're gonna put him. You know, like you're not. You got Harden. If you have Harden and Durant, two of the best offensive players ever in the league, you're not taking the ball out of their hands.
I don't think so, no, and I think that's where you would have issues with that trio. However, I think if they were to work it out, it would be absolutely disgusting.
You could spread the ball where? Like none of them are spot up shooters.
I mean, KD can really pull up from just about anywhere, and so can Harden.
Pull up. What about Golden State situation? Klay Thompson is a spot up shooter.
Here's what I will say. I think with where KD and Harden both being early 30s, right? And Kyrie, I think, wanting to prove that he can do it without
how many chances is he going to get to try and prove he can do it without LeBron? And is he proving he can do it without LeBron when he has Kevin Durant and possibly James Harden?
It's not proving it, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, Moon. So each of them need to be selfless. Okay, we've seen one person on that rumored team be selfless in his career, and that was Kevin Durant when he had the two best shooters ever on his team.
I mean, I think Harden was selfless when he was originally in OKC, but I don't think he's been in a situation where he should be selfless otherwise.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, Kyrie can't be selfless. He's proven he can't. He can't be selfless, because if he was selfless, he wouldn't have worried about LeBron. And guess what? He probably would have had 2 more championships.
That's fair.
And no, he had to try and prove he could do it all. And then he went to the Celtics, did nothing.
I wouldn't say he did nothing with the Celtics.
He did nothing. The Celtics were better without Kyrie. The Celtics were better that year with him on the bench than when he came back. Kyrie is, to me, a very talented player who will never win without somebody carrying him. He's never going to be that guy to carry somebody. Like, if you would have gave Allen Iverson anyone.
Man, there'll be some people who know this, some people who don't. I used to kind of run like a Facebook group who had quite a few people who did the competitions with the guys from First Take back in the First Take, Your Take days. And the Allen Iverson topic gets brought up from time to time because there's this one particular AI hater that I just can't stand. But man, like Iverson never, like legit, just never had help.
No.
Other than, I mean, to be fair, he did have Mutombo in his like defensive player of the year time, but he had
you got
no
think
help
about
on
it
the
this
offensive
way.
end, other than like Eric Snow.
Think about
Right.
it this way. What if they would have drafted Paul Pierce
In Philly?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been not too. I don't know if him and AI would have gotten. I think they both needed to be carriers at one point in time.
No, I think if Paul Pierce is like, just look at who we could have had in this draft. Okay, we picked 8th. Let me give you two names that went right after Larry Hughes at 8. Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce. If either one of them two are drafted to put with AI, I think
What
AI
year is that?
98.
Yeah, but I think Paul Pierce really came into his own because he had to be that alpha, though. You know what I'm saying?
But he wasn't though.
I mean, I know Boston and Philly has that,
But he wasn't. He literally
Nah,
he needed Garnett.
No, stop.
Did he win without Garnett?
Don't be
Did
a
he win?
hater. Stop.
I'm asking you.
Stop.
I'm not being a hater. I'm literally telling you
stop.
that if he was drafted by the Sixers, he would have won a title with Allen Iverson.
Well,
That's not
yeah,
hating
but he
Paul
wouldn't have been the
Pierce.
same player though. He wouldn't have been. He would not have been the truth that he was. Dude, back when like Boston and Philly used to have some battles, including like the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, like that Paul Pierce would have never came out if he had an AI to lean on. Is all I'm saying.
Maybe, maybe not. But even just look at Dirk. What if the Sixers drafted Dirk?
Yeah, but I mean, that was back in the time when like nobody's really like scouting like
Listen, bro.
people coming from overseas.
problem
Even
is-
still don't. That was the same thing like with like Milwaukee being the only team that was gonna give Antetokounmpo a look. You know?
Listen, man. Draft Dirk there with Allen Iverson, creating that space. Because he would pass the ball every once in a while. The reason he didn't pass as much is because
he
nobody
didn't have
on his
nobody
team
who could fucking shoot the ball.
Right.
Hell yeah. People forget he averaged like 5, 6, 7 assists quite a few seasons.
Oh, I wasn't dragging Paul Pierce. I wasn't. I was just saying if he would have got drafted by the Sixers would have had a title. That's it. By the way, do you remember who was drafted first in 1998?
98. Can't say I do.
Michael Olowokandi.
To the Clippers.
Yes. Then it was Mike Bibby.
Bibby was decent.
Bibby was good.
Did Bibby get drafted by Sacramento or did he get traded to Sacramento?
He got traded to Sacramento. He was drafted by the Grizzlies.
The Memphis Grizzlies, yeah.
They were the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Vancouver Grizzlies at the time.
Yes.
Yo, them old school throwbacks though, like that lime green, hard as shit.
Then it was Rafe LaFrentz, who did nothing. Then Antoine Jameson, who was drafted by the Toronto Raptors. And then Vince Carter. And they were traded for each other. That's crazy. Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, North Carolina, teammates, drafted and traded for each other. Back-to-back picks.
And Vince Carter went to go play with his cousin.
And then Robert Trailer. Remember Tractor Trailer, bro?
Tractor Trailer, hell yeah, big old dude. Good
Then
times.
Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
White dude, man.
Bro, he was the truth. I don't care what nobody says. He was the truth.
That was a fun time in the league, man.
Oh, Vince was nasty, bro. Vince was definitely nasty.
I'm kind of mad that Vince didn't get a like a farewell tour, man. COVID took it from him.
Yeah. I
That's,
mean,
that's
who was the next best player out of this draft? Out of them, you know what I mean? So like you got Al Harrington maybe? And he went late. He went 25th.
Did he go to Atlanta or he trade there?
He went to Indiana.
Really?
Nazi Muhammad. Other than that, like there are a bunch of nobodies. Like Tyronn Lue was drafted 23. Brian Skinner.
I think the NBA is interesting because the NBA, there's only 2 rounds of draft. But like new players don't like crack into the league like that. You know what I mean? Like you like this last year you had John Morant and Zion, but other than that, who were other rookies?
I think
You know
the
what I'm saying?
NBA as a whole, you're only going to get 3 to 5 impact players in their rookie years. And that's it. And I'm talking about like, you know,
Skip to my Lou would have been like late 90s, Rafir
Yeah.
Alston,
yeah.
right?
Skip to my Lou.
Them good old Rucker Park days. Back when NBA players used to go to Rucker Park in the summer, man.
Ayo,
Good
baby.
time.
Ayo. My Philly boy.
Hot sizzle.
Hot sizzle.
The
Bro,
boom,
first
boom,
off,
boom, boom, boom.
How much did hot sauce look like Allen Iverson?
Oh man, it looks like hot sauce was taller, basically was
Right,
it.
hot sauce was
Little
taller, but
darker.
they had like the same facial features and everything,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Hot sizzle.
Hot sizzly sauce.
Remember
Bro,
the
I
N1 tours in the summer?
I miss street ball, bro. Honestly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Some good
Street
hoops to
ball
watch.
was definitely the shit, bro.
See, we got lucky. We came up in an era where we got to watch it and we got to play it on video games.
Oh man. Hey, Moon, you see who's playing Black Ops right now? Phoenix Bell is playing Black Ops, but we can't even get Q on there.
Damn, rough around here.
Wow.
Rough around here.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
Escalade. Yeah, I heard about that. He had passed not too long ago.
Escalade, bro. That dude had moves for a big man. Slippery One was your street ball name? That sounds like your government issued
Sounds like a street ball name he gave to himself.
that sounds like your
Whack.
government issued
Whack.
crime name. Oh, Phoenix Bell. Phoenix used to play Among Us with us, but then she got too cool for us on Friday nights.
She only did to be fair, she only did like one Among Us once. But
Spider, man. Spider can dunk anything.
so what's your thoughts on all the lockdowns or talks of going back into lockdowns?
Well, we just got an update today for Philly starting Friday. We're going back. We're not going full back into lockdown, but we are going to no indoor dining. Any office workers should work from home if they have the capability to work from home. No fans in the stands again. Limiting retail stores to certain amount of people in there at a time. So it's not a full lockdown, but they're going to a 6-week lockdown, saying, you know, let's try and even this curve out and go from there.
We've been doing it for 82 years.
But that's the thing, we haven't. Like everybody,
No, we
you know, wanted to open up and open up and open up, and this is what was going to always happen in the fall. Was you open up, people get sick in the fall. Now it's flu season, so now your immune system's a little compromised still. And yeah, so the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, which is Catholic schools, announced today that until the new year right now, everybody's going to be remote learning.
But wait. I thought COVID was supposed to be gone once the election was done.
Nah, bro. Well, the election's technically not done yet.
Oh, true. True, the election isn't over. You're right. I forgot about that.
It's technically not over yet.
Technically not over until the coup starts, right?
Yeah, you know. It'll be over soon enough. I mean, December 8th or December 15th or some shit like that is around the corner. So, but Thanksgiving's coming up. I am excited for that.
Thanksgiving. Actually, it's next Thursday, isn't
It
it? Like, isn't
is.
next week's our last episode before Thanksgiving? That's kind of crazy, ain't it?
Correct.
And then we've only got I think 5 or 6 more episodes to film, and then we'll be at
It's technically, I
Christmas
think we're
time.
6 weeks from Christmas right now.
That's fucking insane, bro.
Yeah.
I you know, it was crazy to think about. Weevil and I have talked about this on a couple of occasions. You know, she got sent home to start working remotely in like March.
No, Moon, I know January 20th is when he gets, you know, that's when the inauguration is. But no, it's the election is actually certified in December.
Yeah.
So that means all the states and all the electoral votes will be certified at that point.
Yeah. And then all the people that were told to stand back and stand down can finally get their orders and stuff, you know?
Right, exactly.
Cool. Well, is there anything else coming up that you're looking forward to, or anything else that we didn't talk about you want?
Just happy to say that the Chicago Huntsman is now Optic Chicago. Hex pulled a rabbit out of his hat and got his organization that him and a few other people that built up over a decade's worth of work that was sold because, you know, he gave majority shares up to try and further Optic in esports. The problem is the Texas Ranger organization didn't know shit about esports and kind of ran it into the ground. So then it was sold completely on him to Immortals Gaming Club last year, who's out of LA. And I think Immortals Gaming Club thought that because they were acquiring the Optic brand, that they would have a bigger following.
Yeah.
But the Green Wall, who stood behind Optic, went wherever Hex went wherever Scump went. So the fact that Scump and Hex were together in Chicago, that's where the Green Wall went. So the fact that Immortals said, okay, we lost all this money, we're going to have to sell it off. Well, there, Hex swooped in, bought his brand back. He sold the portion of the CDL, so the franchise team, the Los Angeles franchise team, to his best friend Nadeshot, who happens to own 100 Thieves. So now you got the LA Thieves in the CDL with Optic Chicago, which is just, honestly, for the CDL, this is best case scenario that they could have had.
Well, because now you got more big players in the game, right?
Absolutely. You're going to have two of the biggest organizations.
Well, and now you've got, because I think that was one thing you were kind of missing last year, even though you had, because Hex was still in the league, right? Last year with NRG last year.
Yeah, it was Chicago Huntsman, where was the Call of Duty team.
Right, but you didn't have anything as far as with Nadeshot.
No, 100 Thieves weren't there. So
the
players
did not pay for the entry fee for the first season.
Right, the players that were on, what's up, Zombie Girl? The players that were on 100 Thieves, a couple of them did stay in LA and went on to Optic Gaming Los Angeles, but they didn't have a good season, and they didn't have the fan, you know, like people were rooting against Optic for the first time ever. You know what I mean? Like if you went to an event, but this was before COVID, like people were rooting against Optic, and it was weird to see. So it's for that to be back where it should be, back under Hex's control, it is fantastic news to an Optic fan. And I'm excited to see what he sends me for me buying a Chicago Huntsman Founders hoodie. Because now that it's no longer Chicago Huntsman, I'm still gonna wear it, obviously, but you know, I'm wearing it right now. But other than that, no, nothing else to talk about, really. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on Call of Duty wise, but that'll all get ironed out by the time the league starts, because the league won't start until January. So
cool. So what nights are what's your schedule looking like now for people who don't already know? So
I am live most nights during the week. The time varies just because of my IRL job. So there'll be days I get on at 3 o'clock Eastern. There'll be days it won't be until 5, 6 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
It all depends on how my work day's going, and stuff like that. But you can find me usually Monday through Friday and Sundays at 11 a.m. We do the football breakdown every week. And then I'm live usually Sunday after the Eagles game.
Okay. And then I think you just recently got a YouTube video up.
I did my first YouTube video. First YouTube video is up on my Oogie Boogie gaming channel on YouTube. It is a 8-minute long montage of clips from Paladins, mostly Strix. But it's a dope video. The dude did a good job. Go check it out. Hit that sub button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and we'll be trying to put more content up there as we go along here.
If I can remember right, I'll throw the link for that video actually in the description for this video here on YouTube, so people can go over and check it out.
Sounds good, brother.
And then, so I guess pretty much you're just gonna be doing mostly COD at this point, or?
Right now it's going to be COD and Apex heavy.
Okay.
I still want to get in some DBD with you, because while you rage at the game, it's kind of a chill game for me.
Yeah.
There will be COD related content coming to my YouTube. So
Okay.
I am thinking about doing a weekly show leading up into the Call of Duty League and giving my opinions, breakdowns, etc.
Okay.
I'm not going to try and be a news channel for COD. I'm just going to be more of an opinion channel when it comes to the Call of Duty League.
Gotcha. Okay.
So look forward to that. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start brainstorming with Moon on this stuff.
You gonna get Moon to have a mic and a camera, and are you guys gonna do a show together, or is it just gonna be you?
I'm going to get Moon, even if he doesn't have a camera, I will get him into like a Discord call with me and we could talk about stuff.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about that.
Dope.
What about
we're
you,
pretty much
brother?
gonna be doing the same thing over on our channel. You know, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday morning. Starting at about 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then we're live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday evening, sometimes on Saturday evening, starting around 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna be doing quite a bit of DVD. I did download some World of Warcraft. We're gonna start grinding that out. I think I'm gonna check it out here for about a week, and if it's something that I look like I'm gonna invest some like serious time into, we'll purchase the expansion that comes out on the 23rd.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be really serious about that because it's like a $75 expansion.
Right. Well, no, actually, you can get the basic one for. I think I saw it's like $40. You don't get any of like the extra boosts and things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, that's why I figured I'll play it at first. I think it's gonna be something that I'll really like to do during my morning streams. I think.
Yeah, you can just hang out, chill, grind some
Yeah,
stuff
hang with
out.
chat and stuff. Yep. And then I think it's something that later on I can even do on some of my editing days, so I can just run on the side and like grind levels and things, you know,
Yeah.
kind of like macro it. So other than that, you know, now that I think hopefully with us being moved and some of the other family stuff that we had going on as far as in the household, hopefully now we'll be able to focus on YouTube. So I want to focus up and make, you know, 2021 the year of the YouTube for yo boy Q over here, and see if we can make a push. So
Yeah, definitely. I think both of us have the same ideas. We want to get more content onto YouTube. See if we can draw more traffic to
just diversifying the content, really.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
diversifying and obviously any traffic that it brings to the live stream is icing on top of the cake. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, especially because I think both of us are the type of content creators, or at least this type of streamers that like, I'm not trying to be a like say a pro of my game or a specialist of my game. Like I just want people coming in and kick it with your boy. You know what I'm saying?
come kick it with me. I'm gonna try my best to
I'll play very well, but
Yeah,
I am just not
I'm gonna try my best to look.
0.01% or nothing.
I'm gonna try my best to look pro, but
Yeah,
most of the time it's not gonna happen. I'll
Right.
give you above average gameplay. I'll give you above average gameplay and chill vibes though. Chill vibes is where it's at.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna come kick it with your boys, and we're gonna give you above average gameplay, and you can't really ask for much more than that.
Hell yeah. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video and y'all have made it this far, especially if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if some topics you want us to talk about in some upcoming episodes, anything you're looking forward to gaming-wise, sporting-wise, or really anything else otherwise. Well, I'll leave our links down below as far as for all of our socials, as well as for our Twitch. That way you can come kick it with your boys. Also, make sure you ring that bell on your way out. That way we can see you back for the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Say bye, Oogie.
Bye, Oogie.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.